Have you ever stopped to think that the words you spoke just moments ago might be shaping someone's life, for better or for worse? Science tells us that a single negative phrase can take at least 4 positive ones to neutralize in the human brain. This reveals how powerful our words truly are. But here's something even more incredible. Long before researchers uncovered this, God had already warned us about the immense power we carry in our mouths. Words can build up or tear down, create or destroy, unite or divide. Today, you're about to discover timeless wisdom about the power of words, truths that could revolutionize the way you communicate. And trust me, there's one secret here that's so profound, it's rarely ever mentioned, even in churches. Let's go back to the very beginning. Imagine the universe in total darkness, no light, no form, just emptiness. And then, in a moment, everything changed with just one word. Let there be light. It wasn't a gesture nor a physical action. God simply spoke, and light appeared. Genesis 1:3 captures this perfectly. The entire universe was created through words, but it doesn't stop there. John 1:1 takes it even further, saying, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." Words aren't just tools God uses, they're part of His very nature. And here's where it gets personal. When God created humanity in His image, He gave us the same creative power through our words. That's why a simple word of encouragement can brighten someone's entire day, while a harsh comment can leave wounds that last for years. Let me tell you a real story. Maria was a teacher with a student everyone had labeled a troublemaker. One day, instead of scolding him like the others did, she said, "I see great potential in you." Those 7 words changed everything. That student, now a doctor, credits Maria's belief in him as the moment his life turned around. This story reminds us that words carry divine power. They can unlock potential, mend broken spirits, and transform lives. But words don't just impact individual lives, they shape our daily reality. Ever notice how a kind good morning can set the tone for a great day? Or how a harsh remark can ruin it? Proverbs 18:21 tells us, "The tongue has the power of life and death." That's not just poetic, it's reality. Words are like seeds. They grow into the relationships, attitudes, and outcomes we experience every day. If you speak words of encouragement and love, you'll nurture strong, healthy connections. But if you sow negativity and criticism, the result will be conflict and pain. It's as simple and as profound as that. Even the words we say to ourselves matter. Think about the thoughts you wake up with each morning. Do you tell yourself, "Today will be a terrible day"? If so, you're already programming your mind to look for problems. God knew this, which is why Philippians 4:8 advises us to dwell on whatever is true, noble, right, pure, lovely, and admirable. What fills your mind will eventually flow out of your mouth, and your words shape your reality. Take Maria again, for example. She used to complain about everything: her job, the weather, even her life. Unsurprisingly, her negativity pushed people away. One day, she decided to change. She began speaking words of gratitude, saying things like, "I'm thankful to have a job," and "What a blessing to be alive today." Within months, not only did her relationships improve, but her own outlook on life transformed. Science now supports this, showing that positive words release hormones that boost happiness and health, while negative words raise stress and anxiety levels. And sometimes, the most powerful use of words is to say nothing at all. Silence is a gift we often overlook in a world full of noise. Ecclesiastes 3:7 reminds us, "There is a time to be silent and a time to speak." Have you ever regretted holding your tongue in a heated moment? Probably not. But how often have you regretted saying something without thinking? Silence gives us the space to reflect, to choose our words wisely, and to respond with grace instead of reacting impulsively. It's a habit that can transform relationships and diffuse conflicts before they even begin. Every word you speak is an investment in your future. Compliments, gratitude, and encouragement are like bricks that build the foundation of strong, lasting connections. A kind word to your child today may be the confidence they draw on 20 years from now. A genuine thank you to your spouse might be the glue that holds your marriage together during tough times. Your words don't just affect the present, they echo into eternity. So here's a challenge for you. Over the next week before speaking, pause and ask yourself, will these words build or destroy? Will they bring people closer or push them away? Will they heal or hurt? Remember, your words are seeds. Plant words of love, faith, and hope, and you'll reap a harvest of joy, strength, and peace. The power of words is yours. Use it to create the life and relationships you've always dreamed of. Have you ever considered how silence can be more powerful than words? One day, a manager named Jan found himself in a tense situation when an employee stormed into his office, accusing him of favoritism. Instead of defending himself or reacting emotionally, Jan chose to remain silent. He listened carefully, without interrupting, and when the employee finished speaking, he calmly asked for a few minutes to reflect. That brief moment of silence completely transformed the conversation. By the end, not only was the misunderstanding resolved, but the employee left with newfound admiration for Jan's leadership. Silence has a remarkable power that few understand. It allows us to process our emotions before turning them into words that we might regret. As the book of James advises, everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. Silence isn't merely the absence of words, it's the presence of wisdom. It's that sacred pause where you allow God to speak to your heart before you speak to others. Imagine how different our lives could be if we paused before responding to provocations or criticisms. Jesus often responded with silence to accusations, teaching us that not every attack requires a defense, and not every criticism warrants a reply. When you feel the urge to respond impulsively, try this. Mentally count to 10. In those seconds, ask yourself 3 questions. Will my words build or destroy? Do I need to say this right now? How will I feel after I've said it? This simple practice can prevent countless regrets. Silence also helps us become better listeners. Too often, we're so eager to speak that we miss what the other person is truly saying. But when we embrace silence, we can hear not just their words, but the emotions behind them. This is especially true in relationships. Sometimes your spouse or friend doesn't need advice. They just need someone to listen. At work, your silent attention can often be more valuable than your opinion. Silence is also a powerful form of prayer. As Psalm 46:10 says, "Be still and know that I am God." In moments of stillness, we often find the clarity and answers we've been searching for amidst the noise. Try setting aside 5 minutes a day for complete silence. No phone, no TV, no distractions. At first, it might feel uncomfortable, but with time, you'll discover that silence is where the greatest revelations occur. What's more, when you learn to value silence, your words gain greater impact. People listen more carefully when they know your words are chosen with purpose, not spoken on impulse. However, it's not enough to master silence. We also need to master self-control when we do speak. Self-control over our words is like a muscle. The more we exercise it, the stronger it becomes. James describes the tongue as a fire that can either warm hearts or burn relationships. But just as we've learned to control fire for good, we can learn to tame our tongues. Start by applying the 3 sacred filters before speaking. Is what I'm about to say true in God's eyes? Is it necessary at this moment? Will it edify the listener? These questions act as guardrails for your speech. Another practical technique is what I call David's breath. Just as David meditated on God's words, take a deep breath before responding in a tense moment. Inhale deeply for 4 seconds, hold it for 4 seconds, and exhale slowly for 4 seconds. Use this pause to invite the Holy Spirit to guide your words. You can also practice the divine interval. When provoked, establish a 5-second pause before responding. During this time, visualize a calming verse, like, "A gentle answer turns away wrath." This practice can diffuse heated situations and give you clarity. Keeping a word diary can also help you reflect on your speech. Each evening, spend a few minutes asking yourself, What words did I say today that built someone up? What words should I have said but didn't? What words do I regret saying? This simple habit will make you more intentional about your speech over time. In moments of potential conflict, try the P method. Pause to think before speaking. Analyze the impact of your words. Breathe to calm yourself, and act by speaking with love and purpose. For situations that are especially challenging, use the peace protocol. Recognize your emotional triggers, have phrases ready to buy time like, "Let me reflect on that," and only return to the topic when you feel calm. Remember, self-control isn't about repressing your feelings, it's about expressing them wisely. Before important conversations, say a simple prayer. Lord, may my words be an extension of your love. Visual reminders can also help, like a Bible verse on your phone screen, or a note on your desk reminding you of the power of words. The journey to mastering your tongue is ongoing, with moments of progress and setbacks. But with persistence and God's grace, you'll see transformation in your relationships and spiritual life. Every word you choose not to say is a potential blessing withheld. Every silence kept is a victory over impulsiveness. And every gentle response is a testimony of God's love working through you. Your words have the power to heal and to inspire. As Proverbs says, "Pleasant words are like a honeycomb, sweet to the soul and healing to the bones." Whether it's telling someone, "I believe in you," "I forgive you," or simply, "You are not alone," your words can bring life and hope to others. Use this incredible gift wisely, and you'll sow seeds that yield blessings for years to come. Have you ever thought about how healing words can uplift others and even yourself? Saying, "We will get through this together," can change someone's perspective entirely. Words of healing aren't just those we speak directly to others. They also include the words we say about others. When someone makes a mistake, your response can either condemn or restore. Choosing restoration means being an agent of grace and hope. Before offering advice, take a moment to pray, asking God for wisdom to provide the words that person truly needs, not just what you feel like saying. As Isaiah reminds us, "The sovereign Lord has given me a well-instructed tongue to know the word that sustains the weary." One way to cultivate healing speech is to create a word bank filled with uplifting phrases, Bible verses, and affirmations. For example, when someone feels afraid, you can remind them, "Your strength is greater than your fears." If they are discouraged, say, "Every step you take is a victory." When they feel doubt, offer, "Your story is not over yet." Even simple expressions like, "You are more loved than you imagine," can make a profound difference. Another powerful practice is sharing your personal testimonies of overcoming challenges. When you tell someone how God helped you through a tough time, you're planting seeds of hope, giving them a map to navigate their struggles. Healing words require consistency. Just as medicine must be taken regularly to work, words of blessing should be spoken consistently to foster growth and healing. Think of it as a process. Patience and persistence are key. Your healing words are an extension of God's love, and when you speak life into someone's situation, you become a channel for His grace. Proverbs beautifully captures this truth. The tongue of the wise is a remedy. Here's a challenge for you. Identify 3 people who are going through difficult times and commit to speaking words of life to them for an entire week. You might be surprised to see how small, intentional words can lead to large transformations in their lives. Forgiveness, especially when verbalized, is another incredibly powerful way to bring healing. Saying "I forgive you" out loud has the power to break spiritual and emotional chains. Remember when Jesus, on the cross, didn't just forgive silently in his heart but verbalized it. "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." Verbalized forgiveness is a prophetic act that liberates both the forgiver and the forgiven. Take Maria's story, for instance. She carried resentment toward her father for 20 years. While she told herself she had forgiven him, she had never spoken those words aloud. One day she said to him, "Father, I forgive you for abandoning us." In that moment, a deep healing took place in her heart. Her father, a stoic man, broke down in tears and asked for forgiveness himself. Those words restored their relationship and freed them both from decades of pain. When you say, "I forgive you," you're not just communicating a decision, you're opening a door to freedom and restoration. Forgiveness isn't about excusing what happened. It's about releasing the burden of resentment. Start by practicing forgiveness with yourself. Look in the mirror and say, "I forgive myself for." It might feel strange at first, but there's profound healing in hearing those words aloud. Gratitude, too, has a transformative effect when verbalized. Don't just think "thank you," say it out loud. Be specific. "Thank you for listening when I needed it," or "I'm grateful for your patience with me." The act of expressing gratitude opens the door to even more blessings. To help you put these principles into practice, try the 3 daily forgiveness exercises. Each morning, forgive something from your past. During the day, forgive a recent offense. And at night, forgive something that happened that day. Combine this with the practice of specific gratitude. Instead of a generic "thank you," make it intentional and heartfelt. Writing forgiveness letters can also be powerful, even if they are never sent. The act of writing and reading the letter aloud has immense therapeutic benefits. Verbalized forgiveness isn't just for major offenses. It's for the small, everyday irritations too. Forgive the driver who cut you off in traffic, the coworker who forgot to include you in an email, or the family member who made an offhand remark. Make a habit of a preventive declaration of forgiveness before potentially tense situations, saying, "I choose to forgive any offense that may arise today." Remember, verbalizing forgiveness and gratitude aligns your heart, mind, and speech with God's will. To cultivate a daily habit of speaking positive and edifying words, follow a simple plan. Start each morning with a prayer for wisdom, a Bible verse about words, and positive declarations about your day. Throughout the day, express specific gratitude before meals, and pause to choose your words carefully in stressful moments. At night, reflect on the impact of your words. What moments blessed someone? Where could you have spoken differently? Finally, create a personal, blessing vocabulary to replace negative words with uplifting ones. For instance, instead of saying, "This is impossible," say, "I haven't found the way yet." Replace complaints with gratitude and focus on reframing challenges as opportunities for growth. Remember, the power of words is a gift from God, capable of bringing life, healing, and restoration. As Proverbs says, "Death and life are in the power of the tongue." With intentional practice and God's grace, your words can become a source of hope and transformation for yourself and those around you.